everyone, and welcome to the Tech High School Series Division I playoffs. We have a ton of amazing matches here today, but first, I need to introduce the legend to my left, Flater. How in the heck are we doing today, brother?
I got introduced by the legend himself, so I'm doing pretty great. We got the Tech High School Series playoffs finally after 6 and 7 weeks of intense matches. We're in the end game now.
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll take a look at the bracket, but unfortunately, as I was mentioning there, Bishop Guilfoyle unable to play today, so they did go ahead and forfeit to Greater Altoona, that number 1 seed. So the first exciting game we're going to be bringing for you today, Gateway versus Penn Trafford, the number 4 and 5 seed. Certainly going to be a very close match in my mind, Flater.
It really is. I mean, we got Gateway going up against Penn Trafford. That's the 4th and the 5th seed. And I mean, all of these names are, well, pretty familiar. If you guys have stuck around in any of the streams, you got Seven Joeller, Sergeant Cooligan, Stone, Popyug, and What Are You Doing Lost here coming in from Gateway. And over on the Penn Trafford side, we got some of the legends themselves, Rye, Xavier, and Burb.
Yeah, a lot of great names on the field. You can see Rye currently ranked 6th, Xavier ranked 7th as well. So 2 top 10 powerhouses in that mix as well. And then a little bit later today, a couple more powerhouses. We're going to see Forest Hills, that number 2 seed, taking on Carmichaels, who is the number 7 seed. And then we're going to wrap it up eventually there with California and Shade Central. And California is another team that I'm really excited to see because not only did I get the pleasure of meeting some of the students, but a couple times throughout the season, we've seen them play 2v3s, and a couple they nearly won. I mean, we had one go into overtime as well. So certainly a new school that's been added to the Tech High School Series, but they have played very well throughout the season, whether being a player down or not. So again, we've got 3 extremely exciting games for everybody today.
Absolutely. It is going to be a blast, to say the least. And, Gateway going up against Penn Trafford. We got Forest Hills going up against Carmichaels. One thing that I do want to mention, this is one of the first seasons where Forest Hills actually lost a series. So, Pig B.
Well, we know they have the skills, right? But, any given Sunday, as they say, and I feel like if you're going to get that loss, it's good to get it out, early in that regular season. Hey, we're human. We lose too. Because, once you get into the playoffs, it's do or die. I know, you have their best of 3s or the best of 5s as we get further into the series and such. But, yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to be making any mistakes in those playoff runs.
Absolutely not. It is now or never for both of these teams. And the playoffs, of course, the semifinals are going to be played on the 2nd of May. While the finals, the best of 7 between the 2 Titans, will be played on the 20th. So a lot of exciting action here for Rocket League. And I believe we're just about ready to get started with this very first game of this best of 5 series.
Yeah, I can't be more excited for those champions coming up again at St. Francis on the 20th. But with that being said, Flater, it looks like that we have everybody loaded down on the field here. Game number 1 of the playoff series underway.
Here we go, game number 1, Gateway and Penn Trafford going at it. And it's Gateway starting us off strong with the very first goal coming in a matter of 4 seconds.
Yeah, you can see the kickoff here again. Joeller just coming in, and unfortunately, I think that was Burr, but someone was flying over the top of the ball, just couldn't quite connect as this one splashes on it.
Just the kind of perfect kickoff that you'd love to see here from Gateway. Build that confidence as soon as you enter the game against Penn Trafford, who are one of the dominating teams in the previous seasons as well. So Gateway does have a challenge ahead of them. Let's find out if they can live up to the mark. Burp coming in with an amazing save here. Sergeant Cooligan, gotta be careful. Doesn't have enough boost to work with. The Rye is gonna slide that one in, and Penn Trafford quickly takes the equalizer.
Yeah, Sergeant Cooligan trying to find the stop there, but Rye will send it on by, finding the equalizer. Not even 30 seconds off the clock yet. We knew it was going to be a banger, but already they are putting point after point on the board.
20 seconds into this one, we already got 2 goals coming in from both of these teams. Here's Seven Joeller. Now Stone picking this one up. Double commit on defense could lead to a goal coming in from Seven Joeller. Pass down center, but what a save comes in from Burb.
Yeah, now looking to carry it downfield is Burb. Has a nice flick over the head. Stone waiting there. Will find the touch and a miss jump from Extrusia. Stone pops it up. Gonna be just high off the crossbar. And a near goal taken away once more. It seems like maybe these first game jitters, some of those nerves, that anxiety coming into place, these teams need to just take a deep breath, and just kind of settle into that gameplay they know they're good with.
Yeah, we have seen these teams perform out of their minds in this season, and we want to see that performance coming in here as we see the first goals coming in from both of these teams have been off of a few whiffs on both sides. So let's find out if we see one of the more beautiful goals here coming in from Penn Trafford. It looks to be the one on the offense right now. Pass comes in from Burb. Right, should be looking to pick this one up. Seven Joeller passes over to Sergeant Cooligan, who's going to get the ball down to midfield. Seven Joeller can't pick this one up. Burb gets it onto the sidewall. Do they send it over? No, everybody's just calms down here and it's going to take a quick breather. Seven Joeller goes up into the air looking for the ceiling shot, but it's a little too wide, and Penn Trafford are going to stick to that equalizer.
Right, looking to carry it off the corner here. Can't find the touch they need. Will be met with the stuff. The 51 by neither member here. And Extrencia goes flying by, looking to get some razzle-dazzle on the play, but unfortunately fizzles out a little early as this one chipped, knocking at the gates of Penn Trafford once more. Right, trying to carry it across midfield, but they are playing a lot of pong back and forth here. Can't Penn Trafford find a solid shot? Seven the other direction, and both of these teams playing with a little bit more sporadicness than we're used to, a little less mechanical ability that we've seen in the past. And you got to wonder, as Sergeant Cooligan puts this in, if again, maybe these playoffs have got him a little bit nervous.
Oh yeah, we see the nerves coming in, we see the rattling of the controllers. We can actually sense it coming in from each and every single one of these players. And the stakes are high, so it makes sense, but Gateway is going to take advantage of that underconfidence at the moment, and will take that 1-goal lead. Heading into this next kickoff, we got Extrencia looking to pick this one up. Seven Joeller passes it over to Stone. They're looking to keep this possession to themselves for as much as possible, because Penn Trafford, they seem a little rattled. Rye still manages to get it over two. Can he get the lower last one? What a save comes in from Seven Joeller, but this offense is not out of the water yet. There's a double touch coming in from Burb, and the quick equalizer from Penn Trafford.
Yeah, I think Penn Trafford now finally taking that deep breath. We saw some phenomenal aerial control from Rye coming in, nearly scoring that goal. Perfect rotations from Extrencia and Burb to follow up the second and third chance opportunities. Able to find the equalizer here, a little bit past the halfway point. However, as Cooligan will put across centered here, has to be careful going in front of that net. Stone able to chip it out across midfield and carry a little bit further here. Rye on the stop though, and again, both of these teams starting to fall into that comfortability, starting to play the game that they're used to, and I expect to see a lot more action here as we head forward.
Absolutely, we got 2 minutes remaining here, and both of these teams are still at an equal scoreline. So we got Stone right in the corner, passing it down center over to Rye, who has an opportunity for a double touch. We have seen it before. Can we see it again? The aerial plays, this time coming in from Burb, does not connect as it hits the backboard here, giving an opportunity to Seven Joeller, sending it onto the orange net off the backboard. Reed could give Stone a shot on target, but the defense holds on strong for Penn Trafford as they head right into the counter attack, trying to slip this one into the bottom shelf. Seven Joeller, amazing save, and even a much better counter attack opportunity here. Stone cannot quite get it downfield yet. Rye is going to send it right back. Seven Joeller does stop it right there on the midfield, so Stone will be looking to pick this one up. Has a lot of boost to work with. Pinch attempt saved away by the defense.
Yeah, unfortunately kind of bumping into his own teammate there as well, kind of letting things go awry. And speaking of Rye, he's carrying it down the field now, looking for something. The ball will be taken away, heading in the other direction. The counterattack, the double tap, looking for the pass off the backboard. Not quite there yet, as Rye will settle down, look to carry out. But again, Gateway is there. They are hungry, continuously attacking this ball, not allowing it to get past midfield. Now, the counterattack, water falling in front of the net, but Rye unable to put a core to the ball, and this one will slip away, but they are looking like a relentless firing squad here. 30 seconds on the clock, and we are all tied up.
Both of these teams just applying so much pressure on the other side again and again. We can see 15 seconds of continuous aggression coming in from Penn Trafford and Gateway, where currently Penn Trafford does have the advantage and the possession given away almost instantaneously as Gateway does take the 50 here. Burb has somewhat possession, I'd say the kind of possession that I have in games, but given away back to Gateway here. 10 seconds remaining. We could just be going to overtime.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see an overtime in that first here in this playoff run as well. A ton of talent out on the pitch, and exactly that is what we'll get. 2-2 tied up here as we head into our first overtime in the first game of the day. The 50, or the kickoff rather, will go in the favor of Penn Trafford. Can they find an attack here though? Extrencia able to win the 50, goes in their favor. Gateway on the defense. Burb up high looking to send them dry, but it's not enough. They are standing still in front of the
Oh,
net,
no.
though. They've got to be careful here, Flater.
Oh, that was a double coming on defense. It's a surprise they haven't. Penn Trafford hasn't scored already, and look at that. They're still continuing on the offensive side, but a bump, mutual bump here coming in from the Penn Trafford offense is going to give Gateway the space they need to head on to the orange side here. Clear coming in from Extrencia, picked up by Stone. 7 Joeller looks to apply some pressure on the rotation, however, does not with it just yet. 40 seconds into this overtime. Pong back and forth. Pass down center. 7 Joeller picks this one up. The bump doesn't come in, but Bird does come in with a beautiful save here. Extrencia opportunity for a shot, a bullet on target, saved away by Sergeant Cooligan as Rye. So we're going to take down the pace of this game, slowly control the ball, try some possession in his favor, but not to anything yet. But Stone has an open net. Is he going to hit it? Yes, he will. Slides into the bottom left corner. Extrencia, rather, I believe that was the third man. Burb? We'll look for the save. Oh, it was Rye. Could not slip that one in. And that is Stone securing the first goal in the first game for Gateway.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal job. It went all the way to overtime. As you can see, the touch is fairly similar. The ball possession, the field domination, all very, very close. Hence why it was such a close game into overtime. But in the end, Gateway able to take game number 1, give themselves a bit of a cushion. They are that number 4 seed, so Penn Trafford technically the underdog here, although there is just a plethora of talent out on the field here today.
And you got to wonder, the entire game went 2-2. The first goal taken by Gateway, Penn Trafford with a quick response, and then we go to overtime. So it's very difficult to tell who's actually going to take the game win here. But both of these teams, I believe this series is going to be the one hot sauce, which would have the extreme competition because this is the 4th and the 5th seed. So it makes sense we go to overtime here in game 1.
Yeah, and honestly, they were a little sporadic at the beginning of that game. We saw them kind of double committing, just running around, almost pub style, right? So I think maybe those first game jitters being the playoffs as well. After that, I don't know, 2-3 minute mark, we really saw them kind of settle into their gameplay. So I look for game number 2 to really set the tone and tell the story of this series here. If Penn Trafford can come out and answer back, I think we're going to have a phenomenal series. If Gateway is able to take game number 2, though, I think Penn Trafford might fall to the wayside at that point.
Absolutely. And, we saw great counters coming in from Penn Trafford. The defense and the offense of both teams looked a little shaky at first, but they got into it. So I believe we'd see an even more competitive game. This one went to overtime, but I think Penn Trafford will really come through.
Well, guess time will tell as we get loaded in and ready for this second match as well. But again, we saw some demos near the end of that match, but really not as aggressive play style as I genuinely like to see. I'd like to see maybe some more bumps, some demos. Again, I preach this all the time, but not only does it help alleviate some of the pressure on defense, but it does create a lot of a space on offense as well. Now, there are right and wrong times to demo, right? But again, I think just putting bodies on cars, creating that confusion can go a long way.
Oh, absolutely. But you gotta be careful of the kind of commits that you'd be making for those offensive plays. So bumps at the time of rotating back might just be the best way to do it. So we'll find out which team applies that principle into practice first, as we see Penn Trafford looking to pick up the early aggression here. Shot opportunity saved away by Stone, so he's looking to pick this one off the sidewall, sends it down center to 7 Joeller. Can that be a shot on target? Extrencia, an epic save right in front of the goal line, as both of these teams trying to slow the pace of this game down. Stone gets it past 1, almost make it 2, and what a save. Burr comes in with 7 Joeller, misses the shot on target, and that is Penn Trafford's ball to take.
Yeah, Extrencia trying to find that counter. Joeller coming across the field there to put a card to the ball, trying to find the counterattack in the other direction. No members back just yet, as Penn Trafford will be able to settle back onto the defense here. Once more pressing against here is Gateway, trying to knock at the door here and find another goal to give themselves the 1-point lead. But again, both of these teams playing very well on defense this go around. We've seen some solid rotations. They just have to be careful not to double commit.
And as we see that, it's a bit of a whiff coming in on the defensive side, this time from Penn Trafford, as 7 Joeller passes this waterfall of a shot down to Sergeant Cooligan. He's going to make no mistake of putting that into the net. Gateway is going to be starting off game number 2 with the first goal.
Yeah. Excuse me. Unfortunately, we saw Rye going up for the ball there, just not able to touch it. So, again, just maybe a little bit of out of positioning there, but again, plenty of time on the clock here. We'll see if they can find this equalizer.
And, coming in from the Gateway side, Seven Joler has been the playmaker here. So getting that pass early on just carries on that kind of aggression. Oh, what a save coming in from Stone there. It didn't show up on feed, but that would have resulted in a goal. Granted, he didn't get a touch here. Ben Trafford applying tons and tons of pressure. It's only a matter of secure a goal. Seven Joeller gets it out of his own half pretty soon. And they're looking to apply some pressure on the offensive side. Seven Joeller now on the double, takes it a little too wide. Sergeant Cooligan, he's not out of it just yet. He could get a second touch here, which he does. Who's ready for it? It is Ben Trafford as the ball heads back into the midfield. We're almost at the half-game mark here with Gateway still leading up by 1.
Yeah, Penn Trafford, unfortunately, not able to find the attacks they need just yet. Here is once more Gateway knocking at the net, trying to find another. Obviously, that 2-point cushion would set them up very nicely, but again, Penn Trafford having a little trouble setting up these plays. They're not really getting the solid pass plays. I think if they find some bumps or some demos, it can really go a long way for them.
And, we did see a demo coming in here. That's why we see Gateway coming, still sticking to the offensive side for such a long time. Here's a double touch attempt. So something along these lines, if coming in from Penn Trafford's side, could do them really good. They have 2 minutes to pull it off, and this is a pretty great opportunity for it.
Oh, nearly getting one there, but it will be thwarted away. Sergeant Cooligan looking to send it down. Joeller with an added touch there as well. A double commit as they bump into each other, and Penn Trafford has to be careful with that. Right, looking for the flick, tries to fake him out, but the defense doesn't bite, remains strong, and finds the stop once more. Extrencia pops it up, not quite the touch they need. Stone looks to settle down. Here's Rye, carries on. Nobody in the back of the net. Can he get there in time? Joeller will find the save and the stop. Once more as we hit that 92nd point, still down by 1. Penn Trafford fighting their way back in this one.
I mean, if you guys want to understand how high the stakes are here, we have never seen Penn Trafford miss so many shots on target, and that's the kind of unsettling nerves that the players are experiencing at the moment. Penn Trafford struggling to get the shots on target. Here's another opportunity, though, but Stone is going to push this one away back into the corner. Burb tries to get in the way, but gets demoed instead. 60 seconds remaining in hot sauce. Penn Trafford is running out of time.
Yeah, I mean, still enough time, and there's the caster curse doing what the curse does best, running out of time. Rise said, not today, I am that guy, baby. Puts one in for the equalizer, 1:04 on the clock, and game number 2 isn't done just yet.
Stone was trying to head back on the defensive very quickly. Where's the third man? Where's the third man? You were the third man. Unfortunate there for the Gateway. Penn Trafford taking that one goal with the 60-second mark here. Sergeant Cooligan looking to pick this one up, but that's not the right way to control the ball here. An opportunity for a pass, for a shot. Where is Penn Trafford's offense?
Burb looking to settle this one down. There's Rye with another shot, a double commit, and they still can't find the stop. Rye and Burb are heating up. Woo! Look at this play right here. Beautiful control of the car. Stone, Joeller unable to get back in time. And now Penn Trafford finds themselves up on top. 46 seconds on the clock as they look to tie the series up.
And this is the epitome of what you mean by a momentum-based team. They took that first goal. Now they're feeling pretty confident about their accuracy, and they're already up by 1 here with 30 seconds remaining. They're looking for the insurance goal at the moment. Gateway currently on the offensive side. They're going to be sticking to it as Extrencia looks to pass this one down center. Oh, there's nobody in the back of the net. Opportunity for a shot on target comes in from Extrencia, and that is a 2-goal lead for Penn Trafford.
Is that a corn car? Is that a corn car? I'm digging it. I like the corn. Again, just a beautiful play right there. Extrencia gets turned around. Unfortunately, the defense popped that ball up in front of the net. They couldn't get the clear they wanted, and there was a defender there, but because of the direction, the speed, the power that Extrencia was already had that momentum, drills it into the back of the net. They find the insurance goal, and Wellflater, realistically, they should be able to secure game number 2 and tie this series up.
That's the kind of best-of-5 series we want to open up with. Right, here's another opportunity for a shot on target. Burb isn't going to miss that one in weeks. A 3-goal lead now with 7 seconds remaining, and that is game 2 secured.
Yeah, what a phenomenal job here by Penn Trafford to come out and find an answer in game number 2. Again, obviously those first game jitters can be a real thing, especially in playoffs. We looked at the stats, the rosters, and how many talented members Penn Trafford has on the field. So now, finally settling into the gameplay that they're comfortable with. We saw phenomenal aerial control, great mechanical ability as well. And well, And Trafford able to bring this one back, tie up the series in the best of 5. And, well, nobody wants to see their playoff dreams die, right? So they're definitely feeling hungry to close this out. Not sure if we have a little bit of issues with lag. I saw a couple members from one of the teams dropping out, but look at the ball possession, more so the field domination. But again, Gateway had the ball possession there majority of the game. Penn Trafford, though, finding the quality of shots and able to take this one away.
Yeah, all the action coming in from Penn Trafford was near the end of the game. That was 70 seconds where they managed to secure 4 goals, 2 of them coming in from Mirai, of course, with those amazing dribbles, and Extrencia being the playmaker of this entire game. And it goes to show what can be achieved if you have the right coordination and the right mindset, even if it's less time. It was 60 seconds of pure magic.
We knew it was going to be an exciting day, but you can't ask for a better playoff series, right? Game 1 goes to overtime. Now the series is tied back up. We very well could head all the way into game number 5. These players, these students have worked very, very hard throughout the regular season to get where they are today. And certainly they are not ready to, let that playoff dream die. So again, I'm absolutely loving the hunger here from both teams. We've seen them both attack the ball with a fierceness, really trying to make these plays happen. So, it's just great to see how hungry these students are for a win.
Yeah, and Gateway taking a bit of a breather here before the next game. They're just trying to understand what kind of mindset they had in the first 4 minutes of the game and how did it all go wrong in that last minute. So as soon as they figure that out, we're going to be having an even more competitive series.
Yeah, that's the great thing about these best of 5s and these playoff runs. It's not just a best of 3. You can potentially drop a game due to some mistakes and things like that, but consistency is key, right? So just consistently playing well. You have a best of 5. Hey, guys, we played well, but we didn't play well the whole game. You can shake that off. You have a game to give. So again, you just got to take a deep breath. You reset. Your team has the skills. You're the 4th seed for a reason. So again, you just take a deep breath, you reset, and you do what you can do best.
Absolutely, and that is exactly what we're looking to expect here from the Gateway side. As we notice, Sergeant Cooligan and Seven Joe are Stone extremely capable players, and they can make it work. We have seen the kind of coordination that they brought into the regular season as well, going up against some of the Titans, Forest Hills, Penn Trafford, California. So we can definitely expect that kind of action coming in here as well. We are right about ready to head on into game number 3 of this best of 5 series.
All right, the series all tied up at 1 here, and again, just kind of floating around midfield, waiting for the touch to settle the ball here. And again, both of these teams kind of getting into that Pong rhythm here early. The wide open net, Stone with a touch, unable to drop it in, but the second chance opportunity is there, and they'll find it once more. What an early goal here for Gateway.
And this is exactly what I was talking about, just peppering the net, peppering the backboard here, trying to make the defense uncomfortable and uncomfortable they were. What a beautiful play. What a way to start off game number 3 coming in from Gateway with that very first goal.
Here they go, fighting again at midfield. Burb with a big demo as he fights for the ball. Rye, though, comes up, misses that one, and the ball will float around midfield. Extrencia with a chip shot toward the net. This one will go over the head, though, and we'll have to backpedal as Burb looks to keep the drive alive and some more going down into the corner. Has Rye in the backfield, but this will go by 2. Extrencia, the final man to beat, and he's already by him. Burb will find the demo and hold on by a thread. Rye will kick it to the side, and somehow Penn Trafford dodges a bullet and a goal.
Oh, they're not out of the waters yet. A huge miss comes in from Stone, though, and that gives Wright the space he needs, even for a flick against Sergeant Cooligan, but he doesn't have the momentum, and the ball's going to hit right back on the midfield here with Seven Joe, an opportunity for a double touch. Does he hit it? Not so fast. It is Gateway now looking to apply tons and tons of pressure here on the offensive side. Penn Trafford not being able to get out of their own half just yet. Seven Joeller puts this one down center. It's a waterfall cleared away from Penn Trafford. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Stone up in the air looking for the flip reset. He has it. Goes for it as well. But the save early on comes in from Bourbon. Gateway is sticking to that 1-goal lead, but they're looking to make it 2. Another save comes in from Extrencia. This one could be dangerous. Sergeant Cooligan now own goal comes in, as I believe that was Burb trying to get a piece of that ball. Unfortunately did end up hitting it right into the back of the net. I'm sorry, that was Rye, but unfortunate whiffs nonetheless, and that's going to give Gateway a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, I think you just got to channel the power of the corn car. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Kick it up a notch. I hate, it's kind of distracting to me. I didn't realize they had a corn car. I'm loving it. 2-0 though, and now Penn Trafford once more finds themselves on the underdog deficit there. So needing to find a goal here. Still 3 minutes on the clock, so they have plenty of time. They don't have to get overly aggressive. They just have to find and just kind of chip away at that score, right? One at a time. We've seen them do it before. They tend to be a second half team, it seems, later. So I'm expecting them to start to turn and burn as we head to the halfway point.
Yeah, we have seen it before, and they could just see it again. We could just see it again. This time, however, they'd have to try twice as hard because Gateway will expect things to go up a notch during the end of this game. So better start early than late. Penn Trafford is looking to cut this lead in half, but first they need possession. Possession, something that Gateway is not ready to give away yet.
Now already knocking at the gate here for one more goal. Cooligan will find the touch. The save isn't quite there. Now Cooligan looking to pop it up. Can he find the double tap off the backboard? Has Joler for the help. And right now, Gateway is stringing together a lot of nice plays here. Just kind of being relentless, right? Their pressure is all on Penn Trafford at the moment. The ball possession, the field domination. And Penn Trafford needs to find a way to get it out of their half.
120 seconds. They better do it quick because the pressure is amping up here coming in from the Gateway side. Sergeant Cooligan needs to secure it too, but he's not looking to back down anytime soon. Rye, shot opportunity, looking to pass this down center. He's got it past two. All he needs is the finishing touch coming in from Extrencia. What a beautiful save from Seven Joeller is going to keep that 2-goal lead intact.
And still down here fighting, trying to find that goal before the 90-second mark, but most likely won't happen. Extrencia fires one in. Joel will find the stop as well, and Stone looks to chip and carry out into the corner, finds the boost as well. The flick over the head, and Burb, finds the stop there, but once more, all the pressure right now coming from Gateway, knocking at the net, and Penn Trafford doesn't seem to have an answer at the moment.
Not just yet, but they got 60 seconds to do so, and this time half the number of goals to take back into their own hands. So definitely something that Penn Trafford has done before, but they gotta make it happen again. Here we go, Stone in possession, gives it away almost instantaneously, and that is a blessing in disguise here to start off that offense, to start that relentless pressure here on the offensive side.
Joler looking to carry downfield now, and the clock is ticking. Penn Trafford needing to find one here soon, but Stone with a flick over the top, and most likely the nail in the coffin. The stone cold shot coming in, 3-0, 42 on the clock. Penn Trafford, how do they come back from this?
Man, Gateway in that 60 seconds of a timeout, I'm not sure what kind of conversation they had. If they have an esports coach, applaud to them and put an absolute banger of my mental performance change here. 3-goal lead here with 30 seconds remaining. There is a little possibility that Penn Trafford comes back from this.
Yeah, Penn Trafford needing to find a goal or something here to kind of spark that fire beneath them and get things moving for the next game that will be upon us here. But we knew it was going to be a super close series. Gateway coming out, winning that first game in overtime 3-2. And then we saw Penn Trafford answer back really nicely 4-1. So, Gateway coming out here looking to put a stamp on game number 3. And, with this clutch here, they will be one away from winning the series and advancing their playoff run.
2-1 here in this best of 5 series, maybe even secure a consolation goal here, touches the ground, but that is Gateway now up by 2. One more to secure the series, and Penn Trafford, they've got some thinking to do.
I mean, Penn Trafford, too, which is kind of surprising. I didn't realize that. I thought it would be kind of the other direction, but Penn Trafford actually having the slight majority in ball possession and field domination, but unfortunately not able to come away with it. You see 0 goals there, and we had 3 saves on deck, only a couple demos as well. So, again, I think maybe a little more aggressiveness, kind of cheat Extrencia forward a little bit more, try to get a little more out of your third man, because if you look at the score and the stats, it seems that might be where the difference was here in game number 3.
And just not a lot. I mean, we do see some amount of majority of the possession plays, but you gotta understand. But we gotta think about how much of that Penn Trafford was actually making some threats on the opposite side. Gateway was able to quickly take the ball away from them, and then they peppered Penn Trafford's half, and that just made things a lot more difficult for Penn Trafford.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I was surprised that Penn Trafford had the field domination as well, because in my mind, it certainly felt like Gateway was not only controlling the ball, but controlling the possession and the field. It seemed like Penn Trafford really struggled to get the ball out of their half. And unfortunately, they didn't really have, not only did they not have very many shots, but they didn't really have very many quality shots either. And, in that game number 2, we saw some big crosses in front of the net. We saw some phenomenal passing plays. We saw some demos help open up that space as well. And we didn't really see that in game number 3. So I look to see, Penn Trafford kind of go back to that aggressive style that we saw in game number 2 and see if they can force this into a game number 5.
In the words of Hot Sauce, consistency is key. We mentioned this in the last series, and we cannot stress this enough. Penn Trafford, they got to pull up their socks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, you have that best of 5. You can lose a game here or there, but it can do things to your mental as well. So you really got to buckle down. You can't let that, affect you going forward. So we'll see if Penn Trafford can come out hungry in game number 4. I certainly know that they have the talent to win another game here. So honestly, I would love to see a game 5, especially after we've already had an overtime. You can't ask for a better playoff series here thus far.
Absolutely, and we're just about ready to head on into game number 4 of this best of 5 series. An opportunity for Penn Trafford to take this to game 5, but for Gateway to end it all right here. 7 Joeller could be starting us off strong here. Stone hits the backboard as well as the third man ready. No, he is not. Penn Trafford is coming out of the lion's mouth here, sticking to that equalizer. Almost went down a goal in the early few seconds.
Yeah, and we can see him kind of fighting in the net here, and a couple members jumping up sporadically, a bit of a double commit, and I kind of feel like they might just be a little flustered again. They need to try and regain, and that is one of those amazing things. If you're Penn Trafford and if you're Gateway, you put your head in your hands and you say, what just happened? A series of unfortunate events, but in a game like Rocket League, especially with 4:32 on the clock and the dangerous weapons that Gateway has, they have to just shake that off and press forward.
Oh, I can just imagine the face of Burb right now, like, wait, that was not supposed to happen. But for Penn Trafford, this is a miracle of them, and they gotta take advantage of this one, right? You got that for 1 goal lead, something that they haven't secured in the last few games against Gateway. So take it and run away with it.
Yeah, he said, get the camera, Mom. I did that on purpose, I swear. A little confidence booster here as they head up by 1, a minute off the clock. The ball floating around midfield here as Stone will let it settle, pop it up. Burb trying to get there first and does just that. And this is what we want to see from Penn Trafford. They need to be aggressive. They need to attack the ball. With that being said, you don't want to double commit. You have to do it methodically. And we'll see if they can kind of piece this together and find another goal here. Now on the counterattack, Stone, though, will chip it in yet again.
And in the nicest way possible, once again, there's the defense. Oh, there it was, the third man pushing in a little too soon. They're not the kind of offense that you'd want to see Penn Trafford. I mean, I like the aggression where it's coming from, but you gotta be methodical about it as well, like you said. So the 1 goal going back into the hands of Gateway, and here's an opportunity for Penn Trafford to pick this one up, but a great save does fly in from 7 Joeller as the ball heads right back into the midfield. Oops, double commit in the wrong direction. Sergeant Cooligan going for that demo is going to give them a lot of space to work with. 7 Joeller, all he needs to do is pop this one in, and the physical aggression comes to fruition with Gateway taking that 2nd goal lead.
That's why demos are so important. You can see the third man sitting in the goal, and I always say you should look for the demo after you make a pass or after you make a shot. Sergeant Cooligan did just that. Passes off, finds the demo into the net, allowing his teammate a wide open shot. Just a perfect picture-perfect play there from Gateway.
Absolutely. This is the kind that you'd expect here from game number 4, where the stakes are high. Gateway could just end this one right here in game 4, or will Penn Trafford take this to game 5? So many questions, and yet the answer only in the hands of time at the moment, with Gateway holding on to that 2-goal lead with 3 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to make this counter happen, but it seems like Stone has found himself an open net. Can secure it? No, he does not. Rye takes the save, and that is Penn Trafford still only down by 1.
Yeah, Rye barely saving that one, pinching it into the corner of the goal and able to find its way out. Extrencia now demos left and right as Stone and Joeller will find one more. The tag team back again. Say whoop, there it is, and Gateway is looking dangerous.
And in the most cinematic fashion possible, through the smoke, the ball comes flying into the back of the net here, and Penn Trafford just left wondering, how did this happen? Gateway 2-goal lead, half the game remaining. Penn Trafford, this is a really tough nut to crack.
Yeah, I mean, Gateway has just really stepped it up. They have found a way to score and score in bunches. They've been relentless with the aggression, and unfortunately for Penn Trafford, the rotations have been a little bit off. I'm not sure if it's with the team comms, but again, the rotation's been slightly off. The third man getting caught a little too far out at times as well. And then, once you put yourself in a position where you're down by 2, you have to cheat forward a little more. You have to be more aggressive, because at this point, it's do or die, and you need to find the back of the net.
Oh, they almost did here. Gateway almost found another shot on target, making it a 3-goal lead, but not so fast. Penn Trafford still has something to offer here. Seven Joeller, however, goes up into the air. He's looking to beat all 3. The 50 does not go well in his favor, but he's wasting so much time for the Penn Trafford side here. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. 100 seconds, rather, for Penn Trafford to go into Game 5 or end their season run. We will find out whether they're able to pull off. Gateway playing out of their minds here in this game, and they're looking to make things as difficult as possible for Penn Trafford.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Penn Trafford has 2 members in the top 10 and 1 in the top 20, whereas, Gateway has nobody in the top 10. 11th, 20th, and 27th of the rankings. And it goes to show you that a star player doesn't make everything, right? You have to work cohesively as a team, and Gateway's certainly doing that phenomenally. And meanwhile, in the replay, though, we'll see Extrencia threading the needle, able to find the corner shot here. And with that being said, they're only down by 1, Plater. 1:12 on the clock. Plenty of time left for them to tie this up.
Plenty of time, and that's a perfect ball for Rye to go up into the air. He's looking for the double. He doesn't have the momentum for it, and the third man nowhere near to get that secure. Oh, that is unfortunate. Extrencia needs to work hard for this one, which he does. Gets the save. Over to Rye now. Who gets it past one. Will get the demo as well. So opportunity on the offensive side. Taken away by Sergeant Koligun as he passes this one on back on the midfield. Looking for this pass down center. The ball pounced up into the air with Stone. Getting that intercept, but the ball not really any of a threat to Penn Trafford. But what they need right now is possession, and Extrencia, that's one way to do it. He gets this ball down center for somebody to pick this up, but Gateway is a little too quick to these ball in the air. So Penn Trafford, do they secure the goal? It's an opportunity for a pass. Burb does not win the 50, and Extrencia, here we go, back in the midfield. He's looking for the flick of the century. He does get it past one. Here's another flip over the second man. Seven Joeller doesn't have the save, and Rye is going to equalize the series with 12 seconds remaining.
What a play from Extrencia, who's been fairly silent here. And now the double flick, making it happen for Rye, able to secure the equalizer. I did not think it was going to happen. What a play from Penn Trafford.
Well, Penn Trafford is taking the quote, "Do not go silent into the night," very seriously here as they got the 3-goal equalizer. Hold on a minute, Gateway could have just secured the win there, but Extrencia comes in with another beautiful bicycle hit. Get this one out of danger, and Extrencia once again is going to drop it on the ground. We go to overtime here in game number 4.
2 overtimes already. Penn Trafford backs against the wall, do or die, and Extrencia has awoken the beast, looking like a different player here in the latter minutes. Certainly stringing together nicely. Cooligan's got to be careful here, able to thwart it away. Extrencia, though, with a nice shot. The save does come in 20 seconds into overtime already, and I felt like Penn Trafford was maybe second-guessing themselves a little bit. Now it seems like they've really turned it on. Hopefully it's not too little too late.
I mean, this is just a perfect overtime here coming in from both of these teams. I cannot tell who's going to win, but that shot was really dangerous. Penn Trafford got to be careful of their defense, and Gateway, they're known for that kind of physical aggression. So watch out for those as Gateway comes in with a bit of an aerial on their own. Stone not done with it just yet. That's a pass down center. Seven Joeller could have secured it right there, but Extrencia is playing out of his mind as he makes another save right in front of the goal line, and this man is just solo-handedly carrying the entire team, keeping them alive here in overtime.
And now looking to carry out. They have to be careful of the double commit. They need to find a card to ball touch here. Stone across midfield to the teammate who fires a shot.
God.
And Extrencia does it again. Extrencia has been the glue here in game number 4. And somehow they're still alive. Gateway knocking at the net though. Just trying to finish this one out. Penn Trafford wanting to go to game number 5. The excitement is real and I am on the edge of my seat, Flater.
Oh, this could just be it. The shot coming in from Stone, and there it is. The final goal, the final shot. Heading towards the back of the net here. Extrencia this time and nowhere around to make that save. Unfortunately, it is Penn Trafford's defeat here in game number 4 and Gateway's victory in this best of 5 series, and they're going to move forward into the semifinals.
Man, what a game, though. If you're Penn Trafford, hold your heads high. A phenomenal showing here in this playoff run. We can see the Gateway did have the ball possession in the field domination here in the final game number 4. But Extrencia, a score of 708, 6 saves and 6 crazy saves at that. Hats off to Gateway for securing the series win and advancing their playoff run. But again, if you are Penn Trafford, go home with your heads held high. You played phenomenally today, and you certainly brought a lot of excitement to us here, both watching at home and in the caster booth.
Making 6 saves in playoffs with the pressure in such a high pressure situation is more than a commendable job, to say the least. So good job, Extrencia, for holding on to this game number 4 for quite a long time. But that was series number 1. We will be back with series number 2 very, very soon. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tech High School Series Division One playoffs. We couldn't have asked for a more exciting first series, but Flater, we got some even more exciting action coming up. Believe it or not.
And at this time, it is Forest Hills going up against Carmichael's here in this best of 5 series. Now, Hot Sauce. We've been around for Tech about two or 3 years now, and thinking about this roster, Forest Hills, it just brings glory. It just brings glory and passion, fire. We see Pig B, the man, the legend in this roster, absolutely dominating the competition. But this time, it was a little different. They lost one series. I believe that was against Griddle Tuna. But the fact is, now they're in the playoffs. So, first time facing a defeat in the regular season, they're coming back even stronger. So, we shall see how this roster plays here against Carmichael's in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Pig B currently sitting at rank 1, Blaziken there not too far behind in 9th, and Giving You Hail and Dirty Dave both there at 30 and 31. And honestly, everybody's extremely talented on this team. We've seen them put the work in time and time again. But with that being said, we've seen crazy upsets, whether it be Valorant or Overwatch or Rocket League. We've seen teams come in here and upset other teams. With that being said, Carmichael's, a new school here in Division One, certainly has a lot of talent as well. And, on paper, Forest Hills looking like the better team, but you can't count out, Mike, Jay, Craig, Troy, and crew, because rank 10, 21, 31, not too far off. But like we saw earlier, right, Penn Trafford had 2 members in the top 10. Gateway didn't have anybody in the top 10, and they were still able to secure that dub in a 3-1 series. So, as good as Pig B and Forest Hills is, and as much as I love casting Forest Hills games, I had the pleasure of going to the school and meeting some of the students. It's a wonderful school, and they have a lot of wonderful students. I'm always a fan of the underdog. So I say don't count Carmichael's out, and let's see what they got.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mikey has been around in the scene for quite a long time. We see him in the regular season absolutely dominating, especially with those aerial plays and the kind of 50s that he brought onto the table. And each and every single one of the teammates, extremely capable of making some of the more calculated plays. So if they can get that growing, if they can get the groove singing today, then Forest Hills will have a bit of a challenge ahead of themselves.
Yeah, I know. I'm just excited to get this one underway. I'm kind of wondering if we will see Pig B, Mega, and Giving You Hail, or if we'll see Dirty Dave in there as well today. Certainly, again, every member is talented. So, are we going to see that demo team that we're used to seeing from Forest Hills, where Pig B just kind of does what Pig B wants while Mega and them kind of blow up the cars? We're going to see a little more mechanical ability. So I'm kind of interested to see what Forest Hills team we're going to see today.
Yeah, the roster always fun. We remember the time when if they were told like Pig B, okay, you go for the ball, we will go for the cars. And considering how high the stakes are, I don't mind seeing that again. Carmichael's, they'll have a challenge ahead of themselves. It all comes down to what kind of play style does Forest Hills come in with.
Yeah, I know we had casted a couple games where there was like 40 or 50, maybe even 60 demos in a single match. It was really pretty crazy. I'd never seen anything like it. But, more importantly than the demos, they certainly have the mechanical skill as well. And I think that's why they continue to be a top 1 or 2 team throughout the last few seasons we've casted.
Absolutely, and here we go. The game number 1 of this best of 5 series over on the Forest Hill side. We got Giving You Hail, Pig B, and Block Eye, while on Penn Trafford. Rather, I don't think that's Penn Trafford, that is Carmichael's. We got JK Ray, Crazy Brad, and Mike.
Yeah, and I see Block A here, and I'm kind of wondering who Block might be. He wasn't on the roster, so I'm assuming probably a name change. It could be Mega Blaziken, could be Dirty Dave, but nonetheless, Pig B out on the field, Giving You Hail there as well. And kind of a bit of Pong action here early between these two teams. Not really, kind of to be expected. Game 1s, we see a little more of that Pong sporadic action.
Yeah, just a lot of ping pong between these two teams here. Oh, Carmichael's might have an opportunity for a shot on target, and it's Crazy Brad taking the very first goal lead here for Carmichael's.
You can't count the kids out, I'm telling you. And here they come with the goal number 1, not even a minute off the clock, and saying, hey, we came to play. We might be the 7th seed, but indeed, we got the Skrills. We're the real deal. So with that first goal underway, applying a little pressure to Forest Hills, we'll see how they're able to answer back here.
60 seconds, rather, Carmichael is feeling pretty confident about this first goal. Let's find out if they can continue this kind of offense. We got a Crazy Brad sending it over to J.K. Ray, who's looking with this pass down center, but you gotta be careful of the man in the air. Pig B puts a shot onto the offensive side with Crazy Brad. Looking to pinch this off the sidewall, giving you Hale. Should be able to pick this one up. An opportunity for a shot onto the top left corner. Pig B is gonna be securing the equalizer here for Forest Hills.
Yeah, we'll see Hale getting up a nice touch toward the net there into the corner. A bit of a double commit, leaving that net wide open. And well, if Pig B's going to do one thing, it's capitalize on any opportunity they have in front of them. Certainly doing that with the equalizer. All tied up at 1 here. 3:42 on the clock, though. And, well, Forest Hills maybe starting to settle into that gameplay they're used to.
That does seem like it. Pig B, he's got another opportunity for a shot on target. The defense, even though they take a little while, they do get it out of harm's way. Crazy Brad sending it over to Mike. Unfortunately, could not be able to pick that one up. Pig B, breezy attempt for the double. And that's just classic Pig B. He comes in, he does this kind of stuff. He leaves everybody with open mouths. And, he just does what he wants to.
And here's what's crazy, right? If you're watching at home, Pigby makes it look seamless. He makes it look easy, but I can assure you the moves that this kid is pulling, the aerial control, the mechanical ability, it's just in the top 5% in the world. SSL is a hard feat to come by. Certainly a lot of talent on the field, but that's why I like what Carmichael's is doing as well. They're fearless. They're out here. They came to play. They're hungry for a win, too. They know Pigby's good. But they came to play. They got that first goal as well. They know they're capable of scoring. Right now, Pigby seems to be putting in some work, but I feel like if they get some demos or maybe get a little aggressive on Pigby, try to take him out of the game a little bit, they could have some success here.
Hey, it worked for Greater Altoona. I don't see why it wouldn't work for Carmichael. It's definitely an opportunity for success there. But let's find out how quickly they incorporate that into their play style while still maintaining the kind of defensive overhaul that we expect from Carmichael's. Here they go. They're on the offensive side at the moment. Pig B is looking to pick this one up. It doesn't get it past one. It's pretty decent flick. Now he's looking for the volley. Goes for the fake instead. It's a shot on target. Crazy Brad has tripped on the goalpost, and Pig B is going to take the 3-goal lead.
Yeah, Pig B just keeps adding the goals to the belt here already with a hat trick and 4 goals off of 5 shots. And, well, Pig B's just out here playing on the playground at the moment.
It's a walk in the park for Pig B so far.
Oh!
We're looking for a change coming in from Carmichael's. That's a pretty decent attempt at a double touch coming in from Crazy Brad. However, does not connect with the second one. J.K. Ray off the sidewall looking for a shot on target. Pig B almost 10 minutes away here. And, they're getting a grasp of it. They know what they want to do, but have not incorporated it just yet. What a bump coming in from Pig B here. Mikey just taken away from the back post, and it's a 5-goal now for Forest Hills.
Yeah, Pig B just, showing he means business. The playoffs are the real deal. He's ready to get it done, and getting it done he is. Crazy Brad, though, can't count him out. We've seen some crazy shots already, some good aerial control as well. So we'll see if they can settle it down right now. Pig B, though, in a dangerous position, flying through the air. They need to make sure they challenge those balls early, and Crazy Brad will find a heck of a save here. Now, can they get a counterattack pushing?
But first, it seems like Penn Trafford wants to try their shot over at the blue side, and they're going to get the second goal for Penn Trafford. Now down by 3, but they still got 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and this is what I want to see, though, from Jay Cray and crew, right? They're not giving up. They're fighting to the end. They're hungry. They're able to steal another goal. There's plenty of time on the clock, and the fact that you've already gotten 2 off such a talented team speaks volumes for itself. So, buckle down, continue to be hungry, and let's see what they can do.
Crazy Brad here looking for a bit of an aerial play. Now that's a triple commit. J.K. Ray, can you take advantage of it? It's a shot opportunity, but it's sent wide by Crazy Brad. Pig B is going to save that for any day of the week as the ball ends up right at the center field at the moment. J.K. Ray looking for a bump at the second mark. Nowhere near. Pig B gets the beat on him, and the ball just hangs around over at the midfield. Only one man to beat, giving you Hale, pushes it under him. Mikey comes in with a save out of nowhere, and with a minute and 30 seconds remaining, that save is not coming through anytime soon. Pig B slips himself in between the 2 cars and gets the 4th goal lead back in his own hands.
Yeah, Crazy Brad almost able to knock Pig B off the ball. Certainly a valiant effort, but Pig B with that fierceness must have ate his Wheaties this morning and hit the gym room because he powered on through 6-2. Forest Hills doing what they do best, and Pig B putting on a showcase at the moment. Jay Cray fires a shot. Pig B will find the nice save here and look to continue on the counterattack. Not quite there. Stopped at midfield, giving you hail. Will power through here as well. And what do you feel like Carmichael's could maybe do a little bit differently to maybe find some more goals and help keep, some from falling in?
Man, that is a difficult question to ask, especially when you're going up against Pig B, right? I mean, yeah, sure, physical aggression is one way to do it, but you gotta understand that the kind of momentum, the kind of speed that Pig B works with, it is very difficult to go for those aggressive plays. You gotta make sure that your defense, that your net is still covered. So it's a pretty difficult way to do it. I guess if you want to consider maybe have two people always on defense and one going after Pig B. So as soon as you get that demo, and then maybe head on to the offensive side.
Yeah, the problem is, though, that giving you hail and block, incredibly talented as well. So even with Pig B out of the question, if you find that demo, you still have two juggernauts to try and defeat. But Crazy Brad is showing you just how crazy he is. Able to find one more before the end of the game. Just a nice little play, remaining true to the ball, not doing anything too flashy, fast, or crazy, but able to find another one here. And honestly, scoring 3 goals against the Forest Hills team speaks volumes on itself. And honestly, it could be a confidence booster heading into the next one. We saw Carmichael's get the first goal in this series as well. So, and now they steal another flater.
Okay, with 8 seconds remaining, I mean, they still have a 2-goal lead to beat, but this is definitely the right start. Even if they can't secure this game win, this is definitely a lot of momentum going into the next game here. And, well, Carmichael's, this is what you need.
All right. Well, again, I mean, honestly, that was a great display from Carmichael's. They came out fighting tooth and nail. A very, very close game. Forest Hills is going to sneak this one in only by 2 goals, though. And again, if you're Carmichael's, you have to be happy with how you performed. Honestly, if you step it up just a little bit, I seriously believe that you could take some games away from Forest Hills here.
And they already stepped up by the end of that game. So if they can just continue to be that consistent as they were in that last minute, they've got themselves a game.
Absolutely. I mean, 6-4 is a big scoring game, but Carmichael's was answering back nicely. There was a minute or so where they had some struggles, but they had some solid passing plays, very good rotations as well. And although they didn't have the ball possession, they certainly had the field domination and the boost consumption. So doing a great job of utilizing all of that. Again, I feel very strongly that they can definitely take a game or even possibly upset this Forest Hills team.
Definitely. I mean, it is a challenge, of course, but you've got to start winning those kickoffs as well. Pig B, as soon as he takes the ball away on kickoff, that is a shot opportunity for Pig B. And 90% of the time, it is going to go to the back of the net. So Penn Trafford, that's where you start and move on to the offense.
Yeah, and I think that's why I want to see Carmichael's be a little more aggressive on Pig B. I want to see him going up and challenging the ball, even if they don't get it, just to get up there and get in the way. Find some bumps on Pig B. Get some demo after demo on Pig B if you can. Get in his head. Take him out of the game. I feel like that's a way that Carmichael's could upset this number 2 seed.
Absolutely. Just make him as comfortable as you possibly can. Get out the other 2 teammates. Pig B alone would not be able to carry the ball. I mean, well, most of the time he does, but if you can make him uncomfortable by just getting rid of the teammates as well, it is still one way to go for things. So if the other one doesn't work, you've still got something to show for. But Pig B, once again, it's all about the speed here as well, right? No matter how much playing you do, if it's a 1v1 and he's got the ball on the top of his car, not much you can do against that kind of flick. A shot coming in from Pig B in the first 10 seconds is going to give Forest Hills that 1-goal lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Carmichael's was a little too far forward as well. There was no one to really even contest that shot from Pig B. But with that being said, Crazy Brad on a run of his own. Pig B will try to take it away, and Jay Cray will send it back in the other direction. Here's the ball. Looks to fall and settle, but Pig B again already there in the air, and that's why Pig B is so good. The car is consistently moving. It's never stopped, and if there's a ball in the air, he's going up for it.
Oh, that's bar down, and Pig B's accuracy almost gets that second goal in as well, giving you Hale, however, puts it into the corner. So J.K. Ray will have a free ball and taking this one away, sends it back onto the midfield. Mikey beats two in the process, block high. Last man to beat here, J.K. Ray puts it up onto the backboard, but the second man and not there on time. And Carmichael's, they almost take the first goal equalizer here.
Well, back and forth again once more. Jay Cray looking to put it in off the side wall, though. And again, fighting for this one here is Pig B. Finds the demo as well. Woo! Pig B is just firing on all cylinders today.
He really is, and he always has just continued to improve as well throughout the season. We just see him being more and more vigilant, not going for all the flashy plays himself. He has been always going for these beautiful passes, giving you Hale. Almost brings that one in to the back of the net. Very close. Pig B sends it into the corner. Should be looking to have the control on this, and he's making the defense so uncomfortable. Jay Cray now on the ball. Oh, difficult touch going from one corner to the other. You got to be careful of these shots coming in from Forest Hills, as they are relentless and they're not considering to stop at all.
The ball floating down once more. Jay Cray will find that demo onto Pig B and maybe start off this counter attack as Giving You Hale tries to find the pressure. We'll get thwarted out here and now back and forth. Being careful though, and I think a bit of miscommunication. You'll see it in the replay here. Two defenders here at the near post. One of them needed to pressure out. And again, Mike kind of turning right in front of Crazy Brad there. So again, maybe a bit of miscommunication. Whoever's there first needs to push. The secondary man needs to go to that far post and then they begin to push out as well.
And it's like you said, right? You got to pressure them. You cannot stay at the back of your net and hope for a save, because that's not going to work. The kind of momentum that this man has is pretty close to the speed of light. So got to be careful with the kind of shots that you're putting, the kind of defensive saves that you're going for. Giving You Hale is going to put this one into the corner. An opportunity for Block Eye to send this one flying into the back of the net. However, Pig B now looking to pick this one up. A demo comes in from J.K. Ray, but it's like we said, the two other players are still lurking around and not much you can do in that position. The shot coming in from Giving You Hale is a bullet on target. A 3-goal lead now for Forest Hills.
Yeah, and I've watched Giving You Hale dominate in the Overwatch scene. He's a monster with Junkrat, but he's like, hey, I can score goals too. He's here to show you he plays more than one sport. Giving You Hale out there getting it done for the team at the moment, past the halfway point. Carmichael's had a good showing in that first game, and they started off well in game number 2, but Pig B and the crew really starting to run away with it here. We'll see if Carmichael's can find an answer soon.
Oh my god, so many shot opportunities coming in from Carmichael's. However, none of them at the moment looking to be sent in. There's another shot opportunity though coming in from Block Eye this time. Jay Cray is going to look to make another save. Carmichael's, even a single goal matters. You got to start with building that momentum first. Mikey not being able to pick that ball up yet. Jay Cray is going to put this one down center. And you know what's surprising is Mikey has not had a lot of time on the offensive side. He's been stuck with being the first man, going for those early challenges, and not much you can do after that if you're forced to be the one with the 50s.
Well, Pig B will touch and settle this one down and kind of bumps into a teammate there, but it somehow gets turned around in the right direction. Not going to fight that one. Jay Craig looks to power it out. Pig B will be waiting, and they need the challenge early. They can't allow him to get this ball in the air, or he'll do it every time. Pig B looking nasty.
A ceiling shot this time coming in from Pig B. So much boost to work with, even with little momentum. Manages to just, speed up the car, speed up the ball as well, and puts in that ceiling shot to get Forest Hills up by 4 here in game number 2. Carmichael, 70 seconds remaining. If they want to start a comeback, it all starts right now.
All right, well, 4 goals is going to be a tough thing to come back from, but would love to see him start chipping away at it nonetheless. Mike into the corner, kind of gets away from him. Jay Cray here a little too close to Mike as well, kind of off position, so need to work on those rotations just a little bit. But again, the nerves can get the best of you sometimes, especially when you're playing this talented Forest Hills team. Jay Cray bumping into a teammate there as they look to clear out. 38 seconds on the clock. I don't know if they're going to be able to secure this one, but what a nice pass shot play there from Jay Cray and crew.
It really was, but these shots are not going to be enough. You got to secure goals here, but there is just no momentum in terms of the offense. Pig B just sends this one back onto the RN side, and with 16 seconds remaining, Forest Hills are going to end this one without Carmichael's having a single goal. 10 seconds, you gotta need some momentum, otherwise you're going down 2 games against a team like Forest Hills.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough position to be in, but we've seen teams come back from crazier. So, again, I would love to see Carmichael's come out hungry in this next game. That first game was much closer. And again, I think Carmichael's can still take a game away from Forest Hills. They just need to absolutely play on point.
And that's quite difficult to do, right? Especially when you're in these playoff situations, high intensity situations. We saw something similar coming in from Penn Trafford early on, but even at that, with a little few mistakes here and there, did result in the game going Gateway's way. So Carmichael's pixel perfect gameplay, might I add, is needed to have a competition here, as the series now stands at a 2-0 scoreline, with Forest Hills 1 game away from the series win.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Carmichael's not able to control the ball possession or the field domination. They still had the boost consumption tier, but in the end, again, it was just, Pig B giving you hail and block, just putting it so many nice plays together. Obviously, once Pig B's up in the air and he has that ball, he's really allowed to just kind of do whatever he wants. So again, like to see him just get a little bit more aggressive. Even if your aerial control isn't as good, get up there and challenge him. Just make it a little bit more difficult. And, you're only going to learn and get better from doing so.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the plan here, right? Going into this one, I'm sure both of the teams had certain expectations. Even try taking a game off against Forest Hills is a bit of an achievement, especially when you're this new into the league as well. Being your Carmichael's, this being their first season as well, going against the top dogs. They have performed very well in game number 1. Game number 2, not quite so, but we're expecting a bit of a comeback here in game 3.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what they can do. Backs against the wall and giving you hail with 1 second off the clock has come to put a stamp on the day. Forest Hills is ready to send this one away.
Oh, miscommunication on the kickoff is going to result in Forest Hills taking that very first goal, and that is not the way that you'd want game number 3 to start. Carmichael's looking for a quick response here. Pig B, however, is off the sidewall, has a lot of boost to work with as well. Is going to go for the flip reset. He's passed all 3. Never mind. JK Ray flips into this one, gets the save, and sends this ball into the counterattack.
Mike looking to do something with it. Pig B once more up in the air. The ball is by, and now they have a chance to let it fly as they shoot this shot, but not quite enough on it. Block will find the block with ease. Pig B trying to put this one in. We'll get the demo as well, circling out, and I've always preached that you should always be looking for that demo after a pass or after a shot as you're circling out. Just textbook plays here from Forest Hills.
Both players, even if you count out Pig B, Block High and Giving You Hail have been playing out of their minds here, both on the offense and being the playmakers. Pig B comes in with a double touch off his own. He says, wait, I got something for myself as well. Hey, look at this. A beautiful shot onto the back of the net, top right corner, sweet as it ever is. Carmichael's now down by 2 here in the first minute.
Yeah, just a phenomenal angle from Pig B. And honestly, I'm getting worried. We were wondering where Mega Blaziken was. We were wondering where Dirty Dave is. But Block A is actually from the Division 2 team filling in as a sub today. So pretty awesome opportunity there for Block. Certainly filling in that role nicely here, as Forest Hills has yet to drop a game in this playoff series. And Giving You Hail has turned it on. Awoken the beast. Now 2 goals already here in game number 3.
Giving You Hail, pretty good 50, just knows where to be at the right position time. And having so much possession overall, having so much field control does allow you to read the play quite well as well. So, Forest Hills now keeping that 3-goal lead to themselves, as we got 3 minutes and 50 seconds, 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. There's still plenty of time for a comeback, but you've got to consider that Forest Hills is already up by 3 goals, and even getting 1 has been difficult in the past for Carmichael's.
Yeah, nice shot here by Jay Craig. Goes a little wide to the left here as Pig B tries to find the clear, bumps into another car and looks to settle down. Again, Pig B has been all over the field. It doesn't matter if it's offense or defense, continuously making things happen. putting a little jazz on it there as well, as this one will fall and settle. Crazy looks to pop it up. A nice bump here as well, and I like this aggressiveness coming out from Carmichael's.
Really, I mean, this is exactly what you need, being on the offensive side as much as possible, and, you know, keeping the possession to yourself as much as possible, and that's one way to do it. Pick B now looking to clear this one away, but Crazy Brad here with a beautiful first touch. Can he control it? Yes, he can. JK Ray sends it back onto the center field. Crazy Brad off the sidewall. He's past two. He's looking to get it past his third man as well. Oh, Mikey, not in the best position. And they're going to start from square one once again, going off the corner, pinching it to the other side where Pig B is waiting for ball possession. Jay Cray puts him out of commission, and here's an opportunity for Crazy Brad to put the shot in on target. Pig B spawns right on time, and the 3-goal lead remains intact for so long. Jay Cray, as I finish my sentence, pinches this one out of nowhere and takes the very first goal for Carmichael's.
Yeah, very nice shot from Jay Cray. Mike pouncing it off that back corner wall, giving Jay Cray the opportunity, and really read that one from a distance. Came in with speed, able to lock it in, find the net. Now only down by 2. 2:15 on the clock is plenty of time as well. So we'll see if Carmichael's can bring something in here. Crazy's going to find the save. Jay Cray knocks it off to the side and just barely saves his team from getting that goal scored on him. Now the counterattack. Can they make something happen here, Flater?
Can they do it? They got 2 minutes to secure 2 goals. Definitely possible. Even against a team like Forest Hills, they did it in game 1. And can they pull this off again? That's one way to initiate the comeback. But still, long way to go here. It all starts with defending this shot opportunity first, because Giving You Hail is right up there in that alley, and takes the shot on target, gets the goal, and it's a 3-goal lead now for Forest Hills.
Yeah, I mean, again, just crashing the net here as well. The defense is there from Pig B and Hale, though, just trying to power on through, able to secure that 3-point lead. A solid cushion indeed. And if Carmichael's can't find a goal here soon, that playoff dream will be slipping away, unfortunately. But we've seen some crazy plays from the whole crew here. Jay Cray, Brad, Mike putting in some work. In the end, though, Giving You Hale he's become a monster here in game number 3.
He really has. Here's another opportunity, another beautiful shot coming in from Giving You Hail here. The 50s game has been absolutely phenomenal, so you gotta applaud him for that one. 4-goal lead now. Pig B is not the only person that they want to worry about, but definitely still a thrown on the side as he goes for another kind of a fancy shot there. Mikey comes in with the save with a minute remaining here. A 4-goal lead remains to be beaten for Carmichael's. Can they make it happen, or will Forest Hills finish this one out in a 3-0 clean sweep? There's the shot coming in from JK Ray. Just flicks it over one, demos the other, and the third man nowhere to be seen there. Beautiful attempt, and that's one way to get something going for your team.
Beautiful control. Jay Cray putting the Cray in Crazy, baby, as he puts that one into the back of the net. Now down by 3, 1:06 on the clock. And this is what I absolutely love to see from these students, from these players. You know, some people would give up in a goal deficit like this, especially against a talented team. Not these guys, not Crazy, not Jay Cray. Wow. And now they're answering back one more. Let's go.
Okay, in a matter of 10 seconds, it's a bit of a deja vu, as we saw in game number 1, right? We thought that Block Eye was going to be, they're going to be going for a bump here, but that was something even better. Crazy Brad comes out of nowhere, absolutely shoots the ball, and Block just does not see it coming. A 2-goal deficit now with 50 seconds remaining. They're right back into this game. Here's another opportunity for Jay Cray. Pig B holding on to this ball here, trying to take possession away, but it's got a force to climb. That's going to hit the backboard, Giving You Hail, rather. Pig B. There he is with another double touch, and that is the 3-goal lead once again secured.
I mean, honestly, Giving You Hail and Pig B were like fighting each other for that ball there, but that redirect from Pig B to knock it from left to right into the net truly was a phenomenal shot. The 3-goal lead most likely going to be too much for Carmichael's to overcome with only 30 seconds on the clock. But what a series of games these kids have played today. I don't think I've been this excited watching Rocket League. I've been yelling. I've been on the edge of my seat, and it has just been a ton of fun.
It really has. Carmichaels has put on a great show here, but it seems like with 15 seconds remaining, a 3-goal deficit does seem difficult to beat. Make it for almost block eye. Living up to the name here, sending a bullet of a shot on target. Jay Carey is going to be bumping, is going to get demoed over here by Pig B. Can he secure another one for the road? No, it's going to hit the ground, and Forest Hills move on to the semifinals.
Well, I mean, it kind of to be expected, right? Forest Hills for the last few seasons have just been an absolute force to be reckoned with, not just with giving you Hale and Mega, or Block A filling in from Division 2, but from that legend Pig B, right, who is SSL. And again, just coming out, putting on an absolute performance for us here today. And congratulations to Forest Hills on advancing further in their playoffs run. But honestly, I look forward to seeing Carmichael's come back next year. They played a solid game, against a very, very tough team. So it's been fun as we get to come back each season and watching how each team grows, or, whether they lose or gain different members on the roster. So I would say look out for Carmichael's in that next season. They had a great display here today. And honestly, they had me on the edge of my seat. I was cheering for them.
Absolutely, being the 7th seed, these games were actually pretty competitive. Not something that you'd see coming, but the next game is gonna be even more hype. We got California area, a new team going into the season, but absolutely dominating the competition. Gonna be going up against Shade Central, who have something to say in the dominating department as well. So we'll be right back with third series of the day. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
gentlemen, welcome back to the Tech High School Series Division 1 playoffs. We've had a lot of amazing matches today, but we've got one final one for you yet, Flater. What are your thoughts on this final match coming up?
It is California area going up against Shade Central. Now, let me tell you something about California area. They once again a new roster in the season, first time seeing them play, and I was absolutely flabbergasted, if that's the right word. Absolute banger of the shots put on target, amazing defense, and just pitch perfect coordination, to say the least. Shade Central, on the other hand, have been phenomenal as well in their series against Carmichael. So you've seen them going up against Gateway, and they did have a lot of success there. But going up against California area is going to be a bit of a tough task, but let's see if they're up to the mark.
Yeah, California is that number 3rd seed. So, obviously they've played very, very well throughout the entire season. They do have that 3rd seed. Shade Central sneaking in that 6th seed as well. But we've seen a lot of talented games from Shade. The one thing that stands out for me for California, though, is I think they've had 2v3 games this season, and they almost won both of them. They had a couple games going into overtime. So we'll take a look at that California roster. I might be a little biased. I did have a chance to meet these students, very passionate about what they do. They got free-range chickens at their school, which I thought was really, really cool. And my boy Iguavo up there in that 4th ranked position. He's got the crazy hair, so I got nothing but love for him. Dark is in there as well, Jordan and a Panky as well. And again, like I said, I had a chance to meet some of these students. They're very passionate about what they do, and it was exciting to hear them talk about Rocket League and what's in store for them in seasons to come.
Absolutely, and while on the other side, we got Shade Central here with the top player, Ice Cooks, currently securing rank 13 on the leaderboard, followed up by Nugget, No Scope, Papa Spots, and Cracky.
Excuse me. I have to be honest, though. I love the name Nugget No Scope. As a man who loves chicken nuggets, I like the name Nugget No Scope. So, again, we see Ice Cooks there ranked 13th as well. Certainly a lot of talent there for Shade Central. So, again, this is the last match of the day, but I certainly believe it's going to be another close banger as well. And I'm just excited to see California on the field with 3 players this time.
Hitting them where it hurts even before the start of the series. Just what a wonderful way to let them know we're ready for them, bring them onto the pitch, this time with 3 players and going up against Shade Central. So what kind of scorelines are we expecting here, also? We know that this is a tough task for Shade Central, but going into this one, we have seen the lower seeds just absolutely dominate some of these series.
Yeah, and I do really like a lot of the players on Shade Central. I honestly, I love their mascot as well. They have a very cool, unique thing going. But, having met some of these players from California, I think I'm a little biased. Like I said, I'm out here cheering for my boy Iguavo. But I think it's no easy task. California is certainly a very talented team. We've seen them almost win 2v3 games. But again, I think having that full roster in the field, I think they can be just as dangerous as Forest Hills. I think because they've had some funky games or had to play with 2 members, that they can kind of being underestimated as well. So able to still find that 3rd seed, somehow even playing games with members down is a pretty tall task on its own. So I kind of expect California to come out hungry. I think that they're going to take this possibly in a 3-0. I don't see it going more than 3-1, but, as a fan of the underdogs, I hope Shade Central sends it all the way to the best of 5.
I guess only time will tell, as we're just about ready to head on into game number 1 at this best of 5 series. And as we mentioned, the roster from California area starting us off with almost a banger. Ice Cooks with an even beautiful space. It's a save here. DC Racer sending it over to Ice Cooks. Here's a shot opportunity. 2 misses as both of these teams, I believe we got a player AFK. There he is back, but Iguavo doesn't care about any of that. He's going to put in that very first goal for California.
That's right, baby. We got the wild and crazy hair, don't care. Iguavo doing what he does best, able to find that first goal here. 20 seconds off the clock. Might have a little bit of an issue here. We'll see if the 3rd guy can get loaded in. I think there was an issue with a PC crash, so we might end up restarting this game. I'm not sure. I can see him typing in chat there a little bit later as we work to get this one ironed out.
Yeah, it might just be a restart here, as it does seem like they're going for that disconnect. But yeah, heading into But heading into this next one, right? You gotta wonder. Already in the first few seconds, California area applied so much pressure, but still not much can be said. Shea Central, they had like 10 seconds to understand what kind of offense does California area bring onto the table, and just kind of take that into consideration when they start this game again.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to have to remake the lobby here. So I believe we're going to go ahead and leave and reset this. But yeah, we saw. Again, I said Ixuavo was one to look out for. We saw him putting on some of those flashy plays early and getting that goal, but it's hard to really tell, right? Because they did have a player whose PC crashed. They were a player down, so you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt.
Mm, absolutely, and just waiting for just waiting for the players to join back. And unfortunate that we had to face a technical issue here early on, especially on the side of Shade Central, who do have a tough task ahead of them. And these breaks just increase the kind of nervousness that they're coming into this one with the game.
Yeah, I think it can kind of affect you a little more if the match has already started. Sometimes it might be not as bad just because the first game really hasn't got underway yet.
Mhm.
But you're absolutely right. I mean, these are things that can affect players. We talk about it being as much of a mental game as it is a physical game, right? And so icing the kicker, so to speak, as they call it in football. But, having little things like this can affect you. So, how do you come back from that? How do you take a deep breath, reset? I think that these students are comfortable. They have a lot of skill. They're very talented. So they're just going to go out here, play the car ball that they're used to be playing and just have a fun with it.
And since we do have some time, why don't you tell us a little more about what kind of experiences that you have with the roster of the Rocket League team from California?
Oh man, it was so much fun. Like I said, all the students, the teachers, the staff, everybody, even from TEC High School Series, the eSport company, everybody was incredibly welcoming. The students were a lot of fun just to talk to. Being an old timer now, wishing that was around when I was a kid, and then getting to hear these students talk about it and what it does for them, and it's another after school activity. Obviously putting forth working on team communication, team building, and the different skills
Yeah.
that they get from it. But just hearing the students talk about how much they love what TEC High School Series is doing for them, and the fun that they get to have with it, how passionate they are about it is exciting for me as well. Even as a caster, I have kids that love esports, so it's really exciting for me to hear them talk about it. And honestly, it just makes me incredibly happy and excited for everything that TEC has going on. I look forward to seeing all the growth and more schools getting added, and hopefully as time goes on, we get to meet more of the students and have these conversations, because it's truly a lot of fun, and it makes it that much more exciting for the 20th, right? This championship
Yeah.
that's going to be at St. Francis. I hope to be there
Mhm.
in person casting and just connecting with the students and hearing how they feel about everything.
Mhm.
It's been a wonderful experience.
It really has been, and the competition it still continues as we're ready to head on right into the game number one of the best of five series. Once again, California area going up against Shade Central, the third seed going up against sixth seed Shade. A big challenge ahead of them. Can they come to the task? Can they show up and tell us what they're made of? We will find out.
All right now the ball on the side of Shade as they look to alleviate some of that pressure. They do find a clear. Icy Cooks goes up, finds a touch toward the net of Panky, able to find the save and draw this one down. Now on the back pedal, Icy Cooks, though, kind of staying stationary a little too long. You need to make sure you rotate out, get that momentum, allow your teammates to come and provide some assistance here. And now on the other direction of things, California knocking at the net, able to find a demo, and Dark fires it in.
For a shot coming in from California area, it is Dark putting a bullet of a shot on target. That's 114 kilometers per hour, 71 miles per hour for our viewers. Sorry, we got that speed difference there. But first minute in, California area is up by that one goal.
Yeah, you should have just lied and said you converted it right in your head. We know you got them big brain math skrills. That's all right, baby. Flater coming in. He lets us know a little bit of everything worldwide. And speaking of worldwide, Ixuavo from one end to the other, able to find the back of the net. We'll see it once more coming off the pass from Dark. Well read. Nobody in the middle of the field. And California making them pay.
forget about my calculations. The kind of shot that Exavo just put in required a ton of it, as he just slides that one into the bottom left corner and makes it look as easy as this game looks to be, which it is clearly not. So California starting us off strong here with a minute and 20 seconds in. They got the 2-goal lead and they're looking for more.
Yeah, and I can't remember if it was Dark or a Panky, but one of these students' fun fact was that they invented the Athena flick before the Athena flick was a thing. So that's a fun fact that I do remember from one of them. But again, some friendly banter amongst teammates is always welcome. Exavo here into the corner looking to carry this one out. Icy with a nice touch. The flick looking to carry overhead. A Panky there helping the teammate out. The rotations on par. The double tap not quite there. The save. The double demo. Exavo fires a shot that's saved by DC Racer. And both of these teams have quickened the pace.
They really have, and Shade Central just holding on to the ropes with a beautiful shot this time. Ice Cooks. Dark goes up higher in the air onto the backboard, gets the save, makes the clear over to Exavo. Now he's looking with this pass down center. Ice Cooks steals this one away as Dark goes for the intercept, but that's a waterfall down. Gotta be careful. A passing shot opportunity takes it a little too high, and that is Shade Central holding on to that 2-goal deficit and almost making it 3 there as it hits the post, but heads right into the corner.
And now Icy is going to find another save here as Dark has been relentless on the shots as well. And look at the aerial control from Icy as well, bringing out great mechanical skills being displayed. But a Panky will take it away, looking for the flip reset off to the side, bouncing to the ceiling, falling to the floor. Exavo looking for more as he carries, looking for the double tap, can't quite cap as Dark fires it in. The teamwork is looking absolutely on point from California.
Beautiful shot and an even better pass coming in from Exavo. Here as Dark is going to slide that one into the top right shelf, taking the 3-goal lead here for California. Shade Central down in a 3-goal deficit with 2 minutes remaining.
I think I got to credit Exavo's hair. I think he's really pulling out the skill, and the hair makes a difference. I can attest to that.
Gaming here.
And there's Exavo with another demo as well, and always looking for the play after the play. A big brain plays here. Exavo going up into the air. Icy looks to stop him. The ball drops to the ground. Exavo carrying into the corner. Nobody back to the net. Pass to the center. Dark gonna be just over the head. And again, California has been stringing these pass plays together very, very nicely, cohesively working as a unit. This team is firing on all cylinders, and you better believe it. Dark is gonna find another, and with that later, we'll have a hat trick.
Shade Central not being able to get out of their own half, just not because of the lack of the boost here, but the lack of momentum. The kind of opportunity that California brings to their players with each and every shot coming in, whether on a 15-second difference each, it makes it very difficult for Shade Central to get out of their own half and gather some momentum in their favor. Here's another shot coming in from California here. This time it's going to end up with a demo over to Ice Cooks as the ball heads right onto the blue corner. A Panky getting it past 2. The ball's going to bounce out. So picking this one up, taking control off the sidewall. Air dribble comes in from Exavo as they go for another pass. Dark goes for the turns, a shot on target. What a save coming in from User with a long ID.
I thought maybe you're going to read it all the way out for us there, Flater. Icy into the corner here, looking to help out the teammates. Can they find one? Exavo up top will find the save, looking to carry that pressure outward as User tucked into the corner, and hopefully we can find out which player that is exactly. We'll get you updated on that User's gamer tag. But right now, playing off the backboard, looking for the double tap is Dark as he's got 4, looking for more. Now the counterattack. Icy has a chance, looks to play, but Exavo bangs it off to the side and will find the save. 30 seconds left remaining in game number 1.
And even right now, it seems like California, they do not want to stop anytime soon. So many shot opportunities just being built by them in a matter of seconds. It's a surprise Shade Central has held on to this 4-goal deficit for so long. Here we go, back onto the blue corner. Ice Cooks pinches this one into the midfield. Exavo has a ton of space to work with. User, however, is going to block the shot in the roots. A Panky picks this one up, and with 4 seconds remaining, the ball's looking to drop down here with California and taking game number 1 in a dominating fashion.
California knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Putting in work. I feel like California is one of the most underrated teams in this league this season. And it speaks volumes. Like I said, they've played a couple games with only 2 players and nearly won, sending games into overtime, tying it up. I feel like they have a very, very strong roster. And this is the team for me that I'm watching throughout the playoffs. I know we have our Forest Hills, our greater out, our number 1 and 2 seeds. But I tell you, don't turn a blind eye to this team. They have a ton of talent on the roster.
Absolutely. And, it's not just their offense or their speed, right? It's the kind of communication that each of these players have. We see one of the players losing a challenge. It doesn't matter. The other one's right up their alley and ready to head on into another offensive attack. So seeing California going some of the bigger titans, the legends in the Tech High School series would be a treat.
Yeah, I mean, they have phenomenal rotations, always keeping that car in motion, always being aggressive, always having a player going up and challenging that ball, and really very rarely double committing. Obviously, it happens to every team, but they keep those mistakes to a minimum. And honestly, the score doesn't do it justice, right? Shade has a ton of talented players as well. Icy Cooks has a lot of aerial and mechanical skills as well. But right now, you can tell California is hungry, and they came out with a great 4-0 win in game number 1. Can they keep up the pace, though, or will Shade look to upset them here in game number 2?
It's kind of looking like a 3-0 here, as you said. California just coming into this one with so much power and domination overall that it's Shade Central. Well, we have seen crazier things happen, but right now, California, with the momentum that they're coming in with, continues to improve as Exavo puts in another shot on target with a beautiful pass coming in from a Panky, and Exavo, light speed, heads right in front of the net and takes the shot into the net.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you looked where Icy Cooks was sitting, he was sitting at that near post, and that's almost always a no-no. You want to work from the far post in, and, well, the offense read that well. Apanki saw him up close. He passed to the center of the field. Exwavo was there and able to put it in, and it's hard to redirect that momentum once you're at that front post. That's why you start at that back post. So, again, just a couple minor mistakes. Shade has a ton of skill, a ton of great players out on the field, but there's just a few of these minor mistakes that they make. And unfortunately, when you're playing a really good team like California, they're going to make you pay, and they're going to capitalize on those mistakes.
They've done it before, and they might just do it again here. Already a 2-goal lead in a matter of 20 seconds. Also, it's just been 20 seconds into this game, and it feels like forever. It's just so much action packed into the California roster here in limited amount of time, and we still got a plenty of game to go. Let's find out what else kind of shenanigans do we see from California, or will we see an even better comeback from Shade? Dark here on the ball, ceiling shot, pass down center. They're looking for the save, but User ends up securing the net instead. It's a 3-goal lead now for California.
Yeah, honestly, I think Shade needs to really try to get a few bumps, a few demos, but they need to try to set up Icy. I've noticed that Icy has great mechanical skills. He has great aerial control as well, but you're a team game. You can't do it by yourself. So we need some of these other members to get down the field a little bit, apply some pressure, look for some passes high in the air, and allow Icy to utilize those skills to a T.
Absolutely. I mean, something that we mentioned in the previous series as well. So, gotta have your most mechanical player secure more space and more opportunities. Exavo, on the other hand, however, the most mechanical player from California, is gonna get yet another goal here, coming in with a bit of a slow, low air dribble, as California is now up by 4 in a matter of 60 seconds.
Yeah, again, I mean, much like that first game, it's like once they feel it, they just get hungry for more and more, and they continue to apply the pressure and find these goals. And look at Swallow, my man, the double tap does it again. Let's go.
A double touch playground, as we see in the Rocket League training packs here. 5-goal lead, and they just keep coming.
Hey, I love it. I'm hungry for goals. I love seeing the flashy plays. I love seeing these students. These students have worked so hard for the entirety of the year, the regular season, the off season. They put in all this work to showcase their skills, not only throughout the regular season, but in this playoff series. And Opanki's going to find one as well. And as a student, as a player, it's got to feel good when everything clicks, and it clicks in that first playoff match. It really sets the tone, the vibe for the pace that you want to continue to carry throughout your playoff drive.
Absolutely, just the kind of confidence boost that you need heading into this one, right? Because the next matches are gonna be twice or even thrice as hard. So you need all the momentum, you need all the confidence you can get, and you're putting that practice in. Getting rid of all the nerves that they had early on. So Dark XC here looks to pick this one up. They're looking for another goal pretty early on, as we see Xavo trying to dribble this away. Here's an opportunity for Shade Central to secure a goal, though, but Xavo slips it right in front of the back of the net, and he's looking for a bit of a freezy flick off his own bicycle hit. Is going to end up right in front of the goal line, but not in. Apangi says wait for it as he sends it into the bottom left corner, hits the post, but really close opportunity here, and they're just going for fancier and fancier shots.
Absolutely love what both of these teams are trying to display here, but right now California is putting on a clinic, and Xavo will find one more. 7 goals. We're not even halfway through game number 2.
Not even halfway through, they're looking to set a record over here. California, 7 goals to their name, 4 coming in from Xavo, Dark with 2, and Apangi with 1 of his own, a total of 9 shots. So giving Shades Central not a lot of space on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they have to just be feeling themselves, especially after game 1 and then the plethora of goals that they continue to apply here. I mean, they are just exuberating this confidence all over the pitch here today. Now 8-0, 8 seconds left before we're at the halfway point, and I don't know if there's any slowing these boys down.
And there is not. I mean, it doesn't seem like it at all, because an 8-goal lead with half the game remaining just makes us think that they're gonna keep going and pushing forward as we end the last few moments of this game. Is known for when both of these teams just go into high gear. This was not even high gear, so we can expect more and more goals coming in from California as we see Dark now going off the sidewall with a beautiful pass over to a Panky, doesn't connect. And these games can be considered as a bit of a playground for those practices as well. You gotta make sure that you're hitting your shots when it counts.
Woo! Wow is right. My man from downtown, Icy Cooks, goes up with a ground and pound and makes it happen. What a shot from way out.
A 2-1 here. Ice Cooks takes the very first goal, coming in, goes high up into the air, shoots the ball straight on target in California area. Just a little taken aback suddenly with that burst of energy coming in from Shade Central. Can they carry it forward? Will it be California continuing the offensive arsenal, which does not have a rock bottom?
Yeah, I mean, that first game, they had a lot of, it was a lot of close plays, a lot of back and forth. They did take it 4-0, but ever since that, it's like they never looked back. The way that they are playing, the aggressiveness, the speed, just outpacing everybody at the moment, and just, again, continuously putting shot after shot on goal, and quality shot at that, as they find themselves up by 8 here with 1:45 left on the clock.
Not a lot of time left, but plenty of time for California to take this into a double-digit scoreline. Shade Central, can they close in the gap? Can they secure something to go into the next game with even a shred of, momentum? That would be great. That would be of great help, especially when going up against California, as the first game was a 4-goal deficit. This could have been a shot on target, but it barely hits the back of the net. Dark looking to clear this one away, but Shade Central now spending some decent amount of time on the offensive side.
Yeah, it looks like, California trying to get a little flashy with it here. Just having some fun now that they know they're up 9-1. But if you look at the shots per goal, right? Xavo, 5 shots, 4 goals. Dark, 3 shots, 3 goals. Apanky, 3 shots, 2 goals. They don't miss. I mean, collectively as a team, they just don't miss. There's 11 shots and there's 9 goals. So the quality of shots, they're just playing very, very well together. And you love to see a team playing, just firing on all cylinders like this.
It does not stop. Dark, here he is, coming with a shot from his own. Beautiful pass coming in from Xavo. Panky misses that one. No matter, the third man's there to save the day. 10 goals being secured by California here in the playoffs. Just goes to show what kind of a team, what kind of a roster this team is.
Yeah, I hate to pick favorites, but that's what I was saying. They kind of won me over when I was watching their 2v3 games. And just, a lot of teams say, oh, we don't have a third member, let's just forfeit. No, not them. They went in, they played their hearts out, and even though they lost, every single game was close, some of them going into overtime. And it was at that moment I realized, I love this team. They are fun to watch. They are exciting. So they certainly won me over the regular season. I really look forward to seeing what they can do here in the postseason.
Really do, but for as of right now, they got one more game to win against Shade Central if they want to secure that spot in the semi-finals. So 5 seconds remaining here in game number 2 is Dark is looking to drop this one down at 0 seconds. Never mind, he's looking for the 11th goal. Do they find it? Not so fast. Shade Central pushes this one away, and the players do not want to drop this ball anytime soon. Dark, however, finally is gonna let it drop, and California will take game number 2 of this best of 5 series.
Yeah, I mean, ball possession, field domination, boost consumption by more than 3K. The touches, the demos, the saves, assists, goals, you name it, nearly every category, California popping off here today. And honestly, I'm just loving the way they're playing. It's very, very exciting gameplay. I look to see him press forward even harder. I think that Shade can definitely take a game. They need to try to work in Icy, who has great mechanical and aerial ability, but they need to try to get him more active, whether it's bumps or demos and setting him up with those pass plays. Shade Central can certainly take a game from California. As far as winning the series, though, man, I don't see anybody stopping California. This is my team to look out for throughout the entirety of the playoffs.
And in the next 2 weeks, we are going to find out how this team fares up against the teams that have known to dominate the TEC High School Series. We finally might just see a shift in the tides. We finally might just see a shift in the power levels, see a new attack, a new enemy into the field. And it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of competition. So before that, here, California, all they need to do is win one more game against Shade Central.
Yeah, and that's what's so exciting too, as well, right? As TEC High School Series continues to grow and continues to add all these wonderful schools, California is a new school. They haven't had the experience necessarily, but they are in here looking like a very experienced team.
Really are. I mean, this kind of domination is not something that we saw even from Forest Hills when they went up against similar rosters. So definitely a team to look out for, to say the very least, to sugarcoat it at the very least here. But heading under game number 3, one final stand here for Shade Central. Do we see a miraculous comeback, or will we see California ending this one out here in 3?
Well, certainly not giving up yet, and that's what we want to see from Shade Central, fighting it out tooth and nail to the end. As we mentioned, again, a lot of talent on the field here for both teams, but Dark doing what Dark does best. We saw that hat trick in both games so far. Perfect shooting percentage in the previous game as well. And now, with just 31 seconds off the clock, already 1 for 1.
1 for 1, and I mean, look at this kind of play style coming in from California. It's the one that just never ceases to bring in the offense. No matter if you're in your own half, you're on the midfield, or you're on the other side, they will make a shot opportunity out of nowhere, as we see once again another one going just a little wide. Shade Central now on the offensive side here, looking to spend some time, maybe apply a pressure on the blue net, and they find it. Ice Cooks has put this down center. Users looking for the shot on target. It's going to be top right bar, but not going to go in anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy opportunity that just happened to slip away. And Alex Wavo continues to apply the pressure. Icy up top. This one a waterfall down a bit. Has to be careful. We'll find the clear, but there's Dark waiting at midfield. These rotations, and they don't really have a set third man. This is what I like when you have a team that plays really well together. Anybody can be that third man at any given time based on the rotations. This team rotates very, very well, and they're playing to a T at the moment. They continue to keep this ball on the half of Shade Central, and they continue to apply the shots and pepper the shots, just shot after shot, basically.
And there's no better way to say it. It's just the kind of offense that this team is bringing onto the table. It is relentless. They have resilient offense, and the little that we did see from them here on the defensive side, it was phenomenal, to say the least. Dark, here he comes once again with just some of the lowest of the flicks that we ever see, but still fast enough to be sent right into the back of the net. Everything calculated, every single play made here, just impressive, to say the very least.
Yeah, just a nice quick touch immediately into the flick over the head of the defender. And again, they make these decisions with milliseconds on the table. It's more like just reacting and being comfortable, being used to what they're seeing. So they just react instinctively, and that's how skillful they are. And certainly just showing us that here today. Icy will find a nice demo. A bit of a coagulation here from Shade, though, as they bump into each other, and we'll see if they can kind of settle down a bit. Unfortunately, any minor mistake is just going to be swarmed by this California team. They are relentless.
He just will not stop shooting this ball on target. Here's another one as it goes wide. Exavo says not wider than that as he sends it down center over to Dark, but it goes through one corner to the other. But still a much closer game than second game that we just noticed. 2 minutes remaining here, and we see California, Shade Central, holding on to this 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, I mean, Shade's done a much better job of spreading the field. They have much better rotations here in game number 3. And Icy going up and challenging that ball. That's what we want to see. You can't allow somebody to have free will in the air. Somebody like Ixwabo or Dark or Pigby, these big names we talk about. You can't allow them to have free reign in the air. So I do like the challenges that we're seeing, especially from Icy, who has good mechanical ability, good aerial control. Unfortunately, this team from California came to play today.
They came to play, they came to dominate, and they came to secure that spot in the semifinals. With only 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining, they're just 2 minutes away, rather, from securing that matchup. And that's going to be an even more interesting one. It's going to be coming in next week. But California, as of right now, they have won hearts. They've won. They were kind of the underdogs when their season first started. But watching them play, it just, it caught us. It just told us a beautiful story here as the kids who just, their very first season and they're already dominating the competition.
Yeah, and of course, the winner of this today will actually go on to face Forest Hills. So, that's a scary feat on its own. But, if there's somebody that could upset Forest Hills, it certainly could be California. Again, they are very mechanical, and they don't just rely on one member as well. The whole team as a unit has just a plethora of skill in the bag. In their repertoire to unleash at any time. So certainly excited to see that if that happens to be the matchup, which I do believe that's what we're going to see here. 50 seconds left on the clock. California looking to close it out.
Exavo with another shot on target. Not much else can be said about that. It's a pass from Dark, as perfect and as clean as it can be. And it's a 4-goal lead now for California here in game number 3.
Dark and Ixwabo have this team synergy, this team chemistry that just goes without saying. It's like finishing each other's sentences, right? When one's making a pass, the other one's already in the air. He knows where the pass is going to be. He's pre-jumping, and they're finding these crazy shots. Absolutely loving the teamwork here from California. And as we're just running our mouths over here, me specifically, Ixwabo comes in with another little tap flash play. And again, Shade just not able to find an answer at the moment.
Not quite yet. 38 seconds remaining here with this in this game in Shade Central. Nothing short of a miracle required to secure that kind of a deficit. Icecokes does have something to say to that as he goes up high into the air, hits the ceiling. However, does not have a lot of control here in the second man. Nowhere to be seen. Will give possession back into the hands of California, where it has belonged for a majority of this game, as Exavo fools with a flip reset pass onto the center field, and they're just freestyling at this point, trying to get some brownie points, might I add.
Oh, they slipped out a little too far, though, and Apanky says, I'll take that one easy. Nice and easy. 6 seconds on the clock, 6 goals, and well, I gotta believe that California is gonna take this one. But honestly, Shade Central had a phenomenal season. They ended up placing as that 6th seed, making it into the playoffs. Unfortunately, maybe not the outcome they wanted today, but they've shown a lot of growth throughout the regular season. And again, I think this is another team that next year and these seasons to come, is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Force to be reckoned with, of course. Going up against Forest Hills next week, so plenty of preparation needed. They gotta strategize. They gotta think, how are they gonna beat a roster like that? It's gonna be a tough challenge, but nothing that these players are not capable of. But as of right now, Shade Central once again phenomenal games throughout the season, and of course, it's always the underdog story, right? They come back next season, they come back stronger, and we see them at a higher seed and maybe even competing in the grand finals.
Yeah, I think this next match between California and Forest Hills is going to be one of the most exciting. And obviously paper is just paper, but we saw Forest Hills take on the number 7 seed earlier today, right? And Carmichael's had a 6-4 game. They almost went to overtime. There was one game that was kind of a blowout, but what California did to the 6 seed was far more vast than what Forest Hills was able to do, at least today. I mean, they had a 10-1, a 4-0, and a 6-0, really only allowing Shade to score one goal in that entire series. So again,
Mm.
California is not a team you can sleep on. They are currently my favorite underdogs, and again, I'm just excited to watch them throughout the playoff series. I think that if they can make it past Forest Hills next week, they have a very, very good shot to win the championship, which I do want to remind everybody is on May 20th, that spring 2023 championship. That's going to be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. virtually all day at the amazing St. Francis University JFK Student Center. And Flater, I'm excited to go there for that. I think it's going to be a wonderful time.
It absolutely is. We had that one. We had another similar championship in December of last year. It was an absolute blast casting this early in the morning, going for the grand finals. We still have some of those clips of Forest Hills actually taking the win there at the end. But the action will continue for Rocket League next week, so be sure to tune in for that one. It will be the clash of the Titans, to say the very least. But this was Tech High School series, and we will be signing off.